Hi there. Today I'm going to do a video on how to format and partition a hard disk for Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows Vista, Windows XP. It's essentially all the same thing. Several things to keep in mind, however, are that certain ways that we connect various hard drives to the computer will influence the choices and decisions that we're able to make during the time of partitioning and formatting. So example, the procedures and options available for formatting or partitioning a Windows drive for Windows that's USB versus one that's connected directly to a SATA port or an IDE port on your computer's motherboard inside your case. So today what I'm going to do though is we're going to do a SATA 2 drive here, Scorpio Blue, Western Digital. This is out of an old laptop. As you can see, SATA 2 connections on the back there. The smaller one there, as you'll notice, is the data connection, and the larger one to our left is for power. And over here, what I have here is I have an ATAPI bridge to USB that allows us to do SATA. So you can see the SATA jack there, and we have two different drive formats that we can connect to. IDE on this side here, 40-pin EIDE. That's if you're working with something in and along the lines of this. So what we want to do is here's a SATA cable. Apologize, my camera's like in and out on the focus thing here, but so what you want to do is take your SATA cable and plug it in to the back of your hard drive. From there, you're going to take the other end of that SATA cable, if you're using one of these ATAPI bridges, and just plug it in. So let's just imagine this is like our motherboard inside our computer. So now we have this. So our next step now is we need power for the drive. So here I have a Mullix connector that converts to SATA. So we're going to plug that in the back of our drive. And what would happen is if this were inside your computer, that power connector would obviously come off your power supply. So over here now, what I have here is I have a, yes, it looks like a little laptop power pack. As you can see on the one end here, we have our 5 and 12 volt, like our old ghetto style power supply connection inside our computer, and at the other end a line voltage 110 volt plug. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to plug this in, obviously, and this other part here we're going to plug our adapter got a snug fit. And then from there, what we are going to do is we are going to plug this in. Just lean over here and put some power on this beast. And now we have this USB 2.0 end. If it were 3.0, the insert in there that you see would be blue. So we're going to plug that in to our USB jack, and you're probably going to hear it fire up here. Just give it a second here. There we go. I don't know if you guys heard that or not, but that's our hardware being recognized by Windows. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to going to stop this video here, and we're going to do the second half of the video now, which I'm going to screen capture everything from within inside my windows to show you the process of formatting, partitioning, and formatting your hard drive. So bear with me. Okay, so now here we are, part 2 of our video. Technically it's the same video because I'm gonna put it all together into one thing anyways, but let's check out our Explorer. So here we are in Explorer. The drive that you heard go off when I connected it to the USB port is not shown here, and the reason for that is because the drive has not been partitioned or formatted yet, so it's unavailable. So just to make things clear here so that everybody understands what they're looking at, here I have a 120 gig V300 Kingston drive that I've partitioned into 2 drives, one for Windows 7, one for Windows 8, and the actual operating systems are installed on the SSD. The other 5 drives here are Toshiba 1 terabyte mechanical drive, 7200 RPM with 32 meg caches, and the last one you see here is a Lassie 1 terabyte external drive. And then down below, the card reader in my tower, my H630 case, my SATA DVD rewritable drive that's also built in the case, and then I have an external USB 3.0 Blu-ray recordable cutter, player, whatever you want to call it. So now let's fire up our administrative tools, go into computer components. For those of you that aren't set up the same way, you can do this by going to your control panel and administrative tools and clicking on computer management. So I'll close these windows in the background here. You only need one instance of it open. From inside now, once you're inside your computer management, you'll notice there's a little tree here on the left. The one we're interested in is disk management. Give it a second. It'll load up the disk configurations in your setups. At the top is just a brief synopsis of all the drives and everything that are installed. Down below gives you a visual. The drive that we plugged in is going to be down here at the bottom, and as you can see, it's 298.09 gigabytes unallocated. The solid state drive that I mentioned, that was 120 gigs that I've partitioned into 2 drives, is here. So let's go back down here. So the drive that we're interested in is this one here. You'll want to right click on it. You'll get this menu. You want to select simple volume. This window will come up, which is a wizard to help you. Inside here now, you'll notice this field down here on the bottom. You can select how much space you want to use to create the new drive or the new volume. So what we're going to do is we're going to create 2 volumes. I'm going to show you how to do 2. You can do 3, 4, do as many as you like. So what we're going to do is we're going to erase this, and half of 305,000 is what? 152,000, 152.5, 152.6. So let's go 152.622, which is almost half of the drive, because you can't enter a decimal in this field. You're going to click Next. Assign the following drive letter, F, unless of course you want to change that. In here now is the file system that you want to set up for. If you're using it, the old school way, FAT system, you can click on the exFAT as opposed to the NTFS, and you can change the size of the allocation units as well, which I just recommend leaving everything to default. Down here, the name that you want to give your drive. So for instance, if I wanted to copy music or movies on my drive, let's say I'm going to call it music. And now, depending on whether or not you want to enable file and folder compression, you can toggle this off and on as well. What that'll do is as you write information to the drive, you're going to end up compressing it, thus saving hard disk real estate. Problem with that is you're going to add time to decompressing and recompressing files as you work with them from that particular drive. this particular option would become more practical, let's say with maybe an archive or some form or type of backup. You can proceed by clicking next. Here it's going to show you all the things that you selected and what's going to happen. And you click finish. And as you can see, now we've partitioned half of the drive, and it formatted it automatically for me as well. I'm just going to close this for now. If it didn't format for you automatically, you could right click on it and select format and pick the file system to which you want to format it and click OK, and click OK again. This will take several seconds depending on which type of format you select. If you go with the quick means, it's a few seconds. The other way is a little more comprehensive, takes a little longer. So same thing now. Let's move on, and let's pull up for a second. We don't need to do this. As I said, it did it automatically, and I still get the pop-up for that. But let's go into our Explorer and have a look. And now you can see there's that F drive. Now what's happened is I've customized my icons, so some of my icons are cached right now. My Windows has probably been up for 12 or 13 days, and that's why it's not reflecting the right icon that's on the drive. In another video I can show you how to change these icons. I just like to have the icons of my actual hardware, and they look way better than the stock Windows ones. So there's our first one, and as you can see, there's nothing on the drive. It's empty, but it's prepared and ready for use. So now let's go back and do this one as well. Simple volume. Next again, that's the remaining capacity of the drive. We're going to assign the drive letter H, and we're going to click next, and next again, and finish. A couple seconds, and our drive looks to be ready now. So let's go back over here and have a gander. And that was the actual drive that I did. The picture's slightly out of aspect, but it's a Scorpio Blue drive, SATA 2, Western Digital. And again, you can click on that drive, and it's now prepared and ready for use. We can look at these from a different perspective as well. So our new drives are here, F and H, and as you can see, they're formatted in NTFS. So I hope that provides you with enough information for a basic partitioning and formatting of a hard disk in Windows. Now, if you wanted to, what you could do too is you can also delete volumes. You'll want to be very careful, especially if you're working with archives and other data that you've been building up or keeping, boot drives, things of that sort. As you can see, there's a variety of options in here, but I will show you how to delete a volume. So you just click on the delete, right click on it, select delete. And then what you could do is, if you wanted to, is you could extend this volume, the existing one, because we've deleted it. And it's all fairly self-explanatory. If you see the total maximum available versus the select amount of space that you want to use to create or extend. So for instance, if we wanted to extend it 100,000, and that's it. It's now 100 gigs bigger than it was before. And now we could just right click on this and use simple volume, and as we did before, use the remaining space of that. And now you can go back to your Explorer down here. Oops. And as you can see here, we have one 246 gig. And where's our H? 51.2. So I hope you guys like the video. If there are any questions or anything that I can help anybody with, please don't hesitate to post a comment, and I guarantee you that I will get back to you and help you out. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, and all the subscriptions in the world are very much appreciated. Thanks again. Have a good day.